Bruins lose 3-1 to the. Uh, Actually, no, I think it was 2-1 to the New York Rangers. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. I mean, what really can be said here? What really can be said? The Bruins played. The Bruins certainly played. I don't know. I don't think it was good. They were just. The way that they went about, the way that they're going about everything is just so unbelievably backwards. It's, it's sending Lysell down was the biggest frustration for me, and I think it was the biggest frustration for everybody. I've seen a bunch of people calling for Lysell to be traded now, simply because the Bruins organization doesn't seem keen on actually developing, on actually taking the final step to developing him, which is translating that into the NHL. And Sacco said that Lysell had some good moments, but he only got 11 minutes of ice time in that one game. Only had 11 minutes, and they're giving more ice time to Trent Frederic than they are to him. Keep in mind, Lysell, in his 11 minutes in the NHL, scored a point. Something that Trent Frederic has yet to do in 11 games. Listen, I love Trent Frederic. I think that Frederic is a fantastic guy. He was fun at the Winter Classic meet and greet. I'm sick and tired of him doing absolutely nothing every single night. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst I've seen in anybody play in a contract year on the Bruins in a while, and that is including Derek Forbort last year. Forbort at least had the excuse of he was injured for the better part of the season, and we didn't know this until the All-Star break. That absolutely I can understand and derailed him. And look, I know that we had our problems with Forbort beforehand. We weren't really going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this, if Frederic is completely uninhibited, this is mortifying. By this time last year, he was matching his career totals, and I don't entirely expect him to have 30 points I don't entirely expect him to have almost 40 points at this point, but I do expect him to have better than 5, 6, 11 as a stat line, only scoring in only having 3 games in which he's scored goals, and having 3 different pointless streaks in this season of 5 or more games. You don't, and this isn't like that. This isn't like DeBrusk last year, where Jake DeBrusk went the entirety of February only scoring 1 point. The caveat to that is Frederic at the very least would. DeBrusk at the very least would play defense. Like that's the big thing about Jake DeBrusk. He was our most versatile player, like without a doubt. His speed and puck handling could get us into the offensive zone, like we needed to. His shot wasn't an absolute rocket like Pasternak's is, but it's still something that could reliably get you 20 to 25 goals a season, and he would actually play defense. Case in point, during that stretch, he racked up like 14 blocked shots, which doesn't sound like much, but that ended up being a quarter of his season total in that during that pointless streak. Frederick? What the hell is Frederick doing? He's doing nothing. And I think at this point, you do have to entertain your you do have to entertain the idea that he needs to be traded, because it's not just the line that he's on. And there is no reason why why both Justin Brazeau and Cole Koepke can be actually producing on decent levels. I mean, sure, it's not great, but they're still providing something. I mean, there's no reason why those two should be doing well, and Frederick is just a black hole. At this point, you do need to. At this point, I love him. You do need to, and I will continue to root for him no matter where he is. You do need to explore trade options. He's just not cutting it. And what is it? Easily the biggest example of this was the Brett Berard goal in the second period, where he fucks up in transition, and Frederick can't get back fast enough to aid Andrew Peeke on the 2-on-1. Sure, Peeke does the right thing and cuts off the pass, and this was honestly a shot that Swayman should have had. But at the same time, Frederick, what are you doing? It's frustrating to see a player that I've seen do well completely crash out like this. And look, this game had a bunch of interesting factors. The Rangers are still without Matt Rempe because Matt Rempe has exactly two modes. It's getting sent down to the AHL because he sucks, and getting suspended because he's a shitbag. That's just Matt Rempe. That is Matt Rempe for you. And I think at this point, after that Heiskanen hit, you need to the NHL needs to seriously look at this. Seriously take a look at him and say and ask if he's good for the game. Yes, the fights are fun, but at the same time, but is it worth it if he's going to be laying hits like that? No. But the Bruins, but for the rest of the Bruins, Elias Lindholm had a goal, and it's pretty good. I'd say, I liked how McAvoy played. I don't know, man. This team is this team. Maybe I've just been spoiled. Maybe I've just been spoiled on how good I've had a Bruins team. Because maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm just spoiled. No, because I've never actually seen the Bruins in a state of struggle such as this, except for like mid 2010s. But even still, the Bruins are in the top half of the league. Like, this is the weird thing about this, is that the Bruins, despite all their troubles, they're still in the top half of league standings. They're still in the playoffs. They're still in the playoffs if they were to start today. And I don't know. I really, really don't know if maybe I just need to ride this out a little bit more, and find new ways to complain about this team, or or maybe like Steve Dangle, they'll just fall into my lap. Maybe new ways to complain about the Bruins will fall into my lap. I mean, let's be real. The Bruins and Leafs are basically twin separated at birth along the 49th parallel. They will forever. These two organizations will be forever intertwined. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm gonna go do that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care.